Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After 2, welcome again to room 15 where learning never ends. Learning never ends even when the teacher's gone, which happened yesterday. Jury duty.
How'd that go?
Went okay. They didn't need to actually form a jury, but they needed people to be there in case that a jury needed to happen. So that's civic duty. What I had, the last thing we did, I believe on Monday, as I had you work through this, which was similar to the exercises we did. So you're going to turn this in. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm assuming you have all this done, right? Okay, good, or we'll do it here by the time it's turned in. So what I want to do is go to these ones right here, and we're talking about types of transformations, and we already talked about that there are going to be, what are the transformations we talked about that are going to be done on these problems? There are 4 kinds of transformations. What are the 4 we talked about?
Translation.
A translation, right? And specifically, we're going to have horizontal and/or, I'll say and/or vertical translations. And basically what they are, they're going to be what H would be what's called a horizontal translation constant, and what would be the vertical translation constant? K. So H is horizontal, K is, and you remember what the equation is for your standard form of a, it's going to be f of x equals what? A times cos x minus cubed plus k. Okay, so that's going to happen. What other types of transformations are we going to address here? 2 other kinds. A horizontal translation, a vertical translation. What other kinds of Yeah, a vertical, thank you. Vertical, I'll call it stretch / compression. Okay, so that's another thing we're doing. And one more thing. What's the one more thing we're going to do?
Go up or down.
Going up or down is over here. Okay. Pardon me? That's this one here. That's H here. Okay, this is left, right. This is up, down. What's going to be the other thing? Okay, what this is going to be is a reflection about the x-axis.
Never mind.
And so these different exercises will have some of each of these, or maybe just 1 or 2 things. And so we're going to go ahead and figure out what these things are doing. So let's go ahead on the exercises here. So I want you to do problem 2. I'll call on somebody for problem 2 right in 2 minutes to tell me what happened. And basically your answer is going to say g of x is f of x blank, 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 right? Translated, reflected, vertically stretched, vertically compressed, and it could be more than one thing. Okay, it's going to be Mason. So what is g of x related to f of x equals x cubed? What are you doing? Question is, what are you doing to this? What kind of transformations do you do to this to get to this thing right here? You're trying to go from f(x) equals x cubed to this 20x minus 4 cubed. What kind of graphical transformation is that? What transformation is happening between here and here?
But like, if you're just like, what, you,
Go ahead.
do you need help?
Okay, take some time, work on this. I'll give you a choice. Go ahead. I want you to answer that. Late. You need some time to answer, or do I need to call on somebody else to do this? Yeah. Okay, so get ready to do this. I'm going to call on somebody else. I need you to be ready to do this and talk, because somebody's going to get called. And this shouldn't be just totally out of the blue, because we've done this before for what kinds of functions? For Lillian, we've done this before for what other kinds of functions? For
We're just, I don't know, I write it down.
for absolute value functions? What other kinds of functions?
Oh,
Quadratic functions.
yeah.
We've done this, so this shouldn't be a whole new thing for anybody in the class, really. Okay, we have Christina. So what is going on here?
Okay.
Okay, it's just, moving to the right by like 4.
Okay, now I'm going to say it because she's pretty excited. So she said, sort of with a questioning tone in her voice, she said, moving to the right by 4, right? Is that what you said? Moving to the right by 4. Is that correct? That is correct, okay? That is correct. So let's go ahead and kind of rephrase that in more conventional algebra language, okay? Moving to the right by 4. How do we say that in the language we're looking for here? Okay, we'll say it like this. I'll just show you how it works out. Now she said it right, but g of x is f of x translated in which direction? Horizontally or vertically? Horizontally.
Vertically, it's up in the top of it.
4 units to the right.
Diagonal.
All right, we're taking this one right here. What's doing
I would.
It's taking this one right here, you have your parent function that goes like this. And you're taking it and doing what with it? Moving forward to the right like this, right? So over here, x equals 4, that's where that happens, all right? This is not very hard, is it?
I think it's just reminding.
I think
Okay, well, I mean, this, yes. Question?
I'm just so tired now.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. You're welcome. She wanted to say.
Okay, number 3. Let's get number 3 going here. What's happening with number 3? Again, it's going to, the basic thing is going to start out, g of x is f of x, blank, 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 right? That's what it's going to, that's what the form of the answer is going to be.
Pink and blue. Pepper color.
Okay, this one here we have Colby. So Colby, what do we have here?
Oh, Jeff. Why did the time change again? How's the time change?
18 months ago, in 2 days.
Oh, that's 2 days. And how many hours?
Mr. G, why does the town change in Pink Slip Blues? 18 months and 2 days ago, what happened?
The plant closed down.
Plant closed
in
down.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico.
I could not think of it.
Yes, I was just thinking, I don't know, maybe like, yeah.
I think we might need a refresh on that song.
Maybe so, yeah. I tuned the
See, I
guitar
just
this
forgot
morning,
the words.
so maybe you can do it. I don't have a guitar pick with me, but
Oh, I got one.
you got one I could use?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's got me and Presley on it.
Well, I just forgot to. What do you got, Colby? Okay, let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and start writing this down. So g of x, Colby says, is f of x reflected, and it's reflected which way? About the x-axis. Okay, let me show you this. Okay. So what it is, you have your graph like this. So here's your f of x like this. And so you're reflected about the x-axis. So what does that look like? It's going to look like this. Reflect up, down. So it's going to be like that, right? Okay, so we have that, right? That's part of it. What else? And also what? And what is this 5? Okay, that's what the negative sign does, right? Negative sign does this. What does that 5 do? Yeah, it's gonna be. I'll give you a hint. It's gonna be a vertical stretch or vertical compression.
Yeah, 50
Yes, let's do stretch.
Stretch, right? Yeah, it's gonna be stretch. Why stretch?
Oh, man.
Okay, it's gonna vertically stretch like this. Why does it stretch?
I
So it's gonna look kind of like this. So that 5 is gonna just go ahead and stretch it out vertically. So in a calculator, what you see is like this. You see the x cubed like this. So here is this one right here. Okay, and then what you have is when you take negative 5 x cubed, you're going to take that same function and it's going to vertically stretch. Now it doesn't look like it's stretched that much, but can you see it's a little bit skinnier looking? Doesn't open as wide, opens narrowly. See that? So yes, those are the two things, and so that's our answer for number and vertically stretched. Stretched by a factor of 5. Okay, so that's number 3. Thank you. Let's go to number 4. I'm calling somebody here. And
Yeah.
what kind of a transformation is going on here with number 4? I'm calling somebody in a minute.
From that.
No one really ever knows that. But when you say,
Yeah, it makes it
I remember I got
And compression will make it
shorter, like
shorter and
wider.
wider, yeah.
And I cleaned it because I was cutting off it. And mine, it was all quarters too. And I took back to my class. Functioning. It's like the handle broke off and I can't find it. So it's just this was like.
Okay, we have, for this one, Chastity. Chastity's not here. Okay, I have to change attendance for her. So I've marked her here. Okay, this one here we have Garrett. So Garrett, what happens with number 4?
We go up 2 units.
Up 2 units, he says, okay.
Where it goes out like this.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and say this. Garrett says g of x is f of x, what'd you say?
Goes up by 2.
Goes up by 2, so we would say translated. You could say up, he said up, you could say vertically too, right? 2 units, he said up. Right? Does that make sense? Now, next step is for these, you may or may not be using your calculator on these. The one thing you want to try to do is be able to do most of these without a calculator first, and just check with your calculator. Okay, good job. Thank you. Okay, this one here for number 5, before I call in somebody for number 5, let's go ahead and work out, we have these parentheses here. What do you do with this 3x, this cubed in parentheses? What does that become? What do you do to break out the parentheses here?
To divide it? Square.
That is not a square, it's a cube.
Cube.
Wait, what happened?
So you, I didn't see it.
So what you do is you take 3 cubed. What's 3 cubed?
No, it's not.
3 cubed is not 9.
3 times 3.
It's a number bigger than
27.
It's a 27, yes.
I was thinking a square, my bad.
No, it's easy to do that. So what it is, you break out parentheses, you have 27x cubed. cubed, that's what it's gonna be, so I'm gonna call it.
I'm not taking it. I look straight. I'm just gonna, drop it right now.
So this one here, we have Noah.
Gun down.
Strong Noah is super architect. Took on parts like the super architect.
So what do we have for number 5?
Give me a second. It needs a single second.
One.
Well, that's 2.
I'll take 2 seconds.
Okay.
3, check it or leave it.
My last offer? 10.
I would give you 10 minutes if you give me a rest condition.
My baby, come on. Give me a vision.
You go see what
I
we
couldn't
got
give me
going.
a kiss.
Give me a kiss. Give me an hour. I've got this in the day. And she said something stupid in the joint.
Go ahead.
It's a, stretch is the one where it shrinks, right? Okay, so it's vertically stretched.
Okay, so you say g of x is f of x vertically stretched, you say?
Oh, okay.
And stretched by what?
Good.
By
Tired.
a factor of,
Oh.
by a factor of
27.
27?
What?
Okay, why 27 and not 3?
Because we did what's already in the parentheses.
Yeah, so
basically
what,
just the same
yeah,
thing.
the reason it is, let me just go ahead and review this. Reason is because this is the formula here. Right? So this A has to be outside of the parentheses, right? So when you take this 3 outside the parentheses, it becomes 27. So then vertically stretched by a factor of 27. Okay, good, thank you.
That's just weird. All that.
Do you know that's weird? No, your mom. Mom was enough.
Okay, I'm gonna call on somebody for number 6 here in a minute.
Okay.
My mom is really usually. So like my dad is like chicks. Like just fathers. With my mom said something, I'll be like, is that her mom? What? Instead of, I'll be like, oh, it's just, I'm not gonna do the dishes. She's like, well, you're never gonna have any friends to do the dishes.
If you don't do the dishes, you're a bad boy. Jack Park.
She's across the dishes.
Okay, for this one we have, for number 6 we have Avery.
It's getting closer.
Disease.
Get over there with your
Man.
kicked up.
So what is happening, Avery?
I put just the left one.
So translates to the left 1 unit. Everybody see that? Everybody good with that? Okay, good, thank you. So we'll say g of x is f of x translated left 1 unit.
I think it's going to
1 unit. Okay, questions on that? That's not that hard, is it? Okay, I'm gonna call somebody for number 7 here in a minute.
That's what Mr. Cruz said. What? Oh no, we got the tinglies. It's going. McDonald's right on my foot. I don't know, like, it does that.
For this one here, we have Kaylee,
But like,
Oh.
I don't know.
7.
She had the 15 minutes. And I was like, this is on a bumper.
So what do we have going on here, Kaylee, for number 7? Okay, go ahead, Kaylee.
Is it? Is it vertically compressed by a factor of 1?
Yeah, so g of x, she says, is f of x vertically compressed by a, she says, factor of 1/4, right?
Yeah.
So is everybody good with that? Everybody's good on that? Questions on that? It sounds good? Okay, thank you. Let's go on to the next one here.
Part of them request them on to answer it too.
I don't even know, he just said to me, probably something.
Go to number 8.
It's answer not to.
Oh, my bad.
So 8, we have
Vertically, no.
number 8, we have Rihanna.
You can do that.
What's going on with number 8?
What's going on, Jack?
Translated degrees.
She says translates
Translate 3, translate what? Oh, they're just like.
3 units down. Gosh, like the jewelry standards are not right. But thank you for your answer. That was a good answer.
Oh, we got my middle.
Wait, what?
Or g of x is, g of x is f of x translated three units down, right? Questions on that? Does that look good? All right, translate, so that's it, okay, good. I want you to look at number 9. I'm going to call on somebody in a minute. Before I do that, I'm going to break this out of parentheses. If you take negative 2/3 cubed, what's negative 2/3 cubed going to be? Yeah, so Trevor says negative 8/27. Right? So go ahead and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll call on somebody here in very short.
What?
Okay, we have, for number 9, we have Braden.
Alright, I got vertically stretched by a factor of 8 negative what?
What?
Oh, wait a second, let me relook at it. It's reflected by a factor of negative 8/27.
So we have g of x
Yeah, you're wrong.
is f of x reflected about the x-axis, right?
Right, right.
And what else? There is something else.
Vertically bigger. Vertically stretched. Horizontally stretched. Sorry, I'm wrong.
And vertically what? Vertically what?
Compressed.
Yeah, vertically compressed, right?
It's getting bigger.
Yeah. Why is this thing compressed, vertically compressed instead of stretched?
Yeah.
Yeah, shorter and fatter.
Yeah, what number tells you it's shorter and fatter?
27. Is that the one?
Let me ask you let me ask a follow-up question. Is 8/27 a number that is bigger than 1 or smaller than 1?
Smaller than one.
Smaller than 1. So why is this vertically compressed instead of stretched?
Because it's smaller than one.
Because it's smaller than 1. Yeah, right?
It's like a home run ballpark.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for working with that.
I had a hard time at first because it was really good.
Stock.
6.
Okay.
Oh, my God, this start got told.
Yeah, the way the stars work is they're sort of in a row, and I have to take them out in that way. So it just depends on what row we're at. Okay, let us look at,
Hey, get mad.
now, the next 4 are these kinds of things, where we're gonna go ahead and take these points, and so I think it's probably a good stopping point for tomorrow, do you think? Yeah, so we'll call this good for today. Thank you, everybody, appreciate your help.
Have a good day.